Hey everyone, ready for a deep dive? Today, we're tackling AI. We're diving into this Zapier article, What is AI? A Human Guide to Artificial Intelligence. Don't worry, it's actually really interesting. I hate jargon. This article is clear, engaging, and uses a bunch of cool examples.
It really does break it down. Well, AI can be a bit of a head spinner.
Totally. So let's get right into it. This article comes out strong, saying AI is all about machines learning, making decisions, even taking action in new situations. It's almost, well, very human-like.
Yeah, and that's what makes AI so fascinating, and for some, a little unnerving. It's not just programming a computer to do the same thing over and over.
Right, like a robot just blindly following orders.
Exactly. This is different. These systems, they adapt, they learn, they make decisions almost like we do.
It's like the article uses the example of a self-driving car, right?
Yeah.
You can't program every single thing the car might encounter.
Absolutely not. There are just too many possibilities, too many what-ifs. That's where machine learning comes in. Basically, you feed the AI tons of data, in this case, data on driving, road conditions, all of it. And the AI uses that to make decisions on the fly.
It's like teaching a computer to ride a bike.
I like that. You can't just explain it. It has to learn through experience.
Right. Now, the article makes a distinction between narrow AI and AGI, artificial general intelligence. What's the difference?
So narrow AI, that's what we mostly see today. Think Siri, Alexa, those virtual assistants. They're great at specific tasks, but
Like they aren't going to write a novel anytime soon.
exactly, they don't have that broad intelligence. Now, AGI, that's the idea of a machine with human-like intelligence across the board. Still pretty sci-fi.
But even with just narrow AI, I've definitely talked to a chatbot and been like, wait, are you sure you're not a person?
It happens. It's good at mimicking us, but still based on algorithms and data. No real feelings there.
Like the article said, it can simulate us really well, but it's not the same as truly understanding us.
Right.
So we've got machine learning. That's a big part of how AI works. The article explains it using the example of teaching a computer to recognize animals.
Yeah, that's a classic one. Imagine showing a computer thousands of pictures labeled cat, dog, bird, you name it. The AI analyzes all of that, the shapes, the patterns, and learns to tell them apart.
Wow, so it's actually figuring out what makes a cat on its own?
Exactly. It's like learning from flashcards, but on a massive scale.
So is that kind of how things like ChatGPT work, just with way more data?
You got it. GPT-3, the tech behind ChatGPT, was trained on something like 500 billion pieces of text. That's a lot of information.
No wonder it can write a poem. It's like having access to every book ever written.
Exactly. And it's not just language. The article talks about deep learning, natural language processing, computer vision. It's like AI is a whole toolbox.
Okay, so if machine learning is like teaching a computer to read, is deep learning teaching it to, like, understand Shakespeare?
Good way to put it. It's like taking those basic skills and making them way more complex, more like how our brains work.
And natural language processing, that's how we talk to AI and it talks back to us, right?
Right. It's the bridge between our language and how machines understand things.
This is wild. It's like AI is already everywhere. It's not just some future thing. It's in our phones, our computers.
It really is embedded in so much of our lives, and it's only going to become more common.
That's exciting, but also kind of intimidating, to be honest.
Definitely something to think about.
Okay, before we go too far down that road, what about computer vision? Sounds like AI in sight.
You got it. It's about enabling computers to see and interpret images and videos.
So facial recognition, self-driving cars, that's all computer vision.
Exactly. It's a huge field.
Okay, so we've got AI that can learn, understand language, and see. It's like we're building a digital being.
It's true. And with any powerful technology, especially one that mirrors us in so many ways, we have to talk about the downsides too.
Absolutely. Can't all be good, right?
Yeah, right. It's not all sunshine and roses. Like any powerful tool, AI has the potential for good and bad. The article does a nice job of acknowledging both sides.
Yeah, it's not about saying AI is inherently good or bad, but how we use it,
Exactly. It reflects us, its creators, the data we use, the problems we try to solve with it, even our own biases. All of that factors in. It's like raising a child.
That's a good way to put it. If we teach a child good values, they'll hopefully grow up to be good people. Same idea with AI.
Yeah. It's a huge responsibility. We can't just let it loose without considering the consequences.
Right. So what are some of the concerns? The article talks about bias,
Yeah.
misinformation, even people losing jobs.
Right, all important issues. Like with bias, if the data we feed AI is biased, the AI will be biased too.
Garbage in, garbage out, as they say.
Exactly. And misinformation. AI can create very convincing fake stuff, which is a bit scary in the age of social media.
It's already hard enough to tell what's real online. But the article does talk about the good stuff too.
Right.
It's not all doom and gloom.
Oh, not at all. AI has huge potential, like in medicine, helping develop new treatments, or personalized education, or even fighting climate change.
It's like we have this incredibly powerful tool. It can analyze so much data, see patterns we can't even imagine.
Absolutely. It can help us make better decisions in so many areas.
So it's not about man versus machine. It's about working together.
Precisely. AI can take over the boring stuff, let us focus on what humans are good at, the creative stuff.
That makes sense. So to understand where we're going with AI, it helps to know where we've been. The article goes into the history, and it's pretty wild.
Oh yeah, lots of ups and downs, moments of huge excitement followed by what they call AI winters.
Like a roller coaster. What were those winters all about?
Basically, periods where progress stalled. Sometimes the tech wasn't there yet, not enough data, or even we just didn't fully understand intelligence itself.
It's like trying to build a spaceship with just sticks and stones. The vision's there, but the tools aren't.
Perfect analogy. And in some ways, we're still playing catch up, but we've made huge strides, especially with computing power and new algorithms.
It makes you wonder what those early AI researchers would think.
Totally. Like they planted the seeds for something they never got to see fully bloom. The article talks about Deep Blue beating Kasparov at chess.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was huge. Felt like machines were becoming smarter than us.
It was a big deal for sure. But like the article says, it was just one step. Decades of research went into that moment.
Rome wasn't built in a day.
Exactly. And the AI journey is far from over. It's like we're just getting started.
That's both exciting and a bit scary. This tech could change everything.
It really could. And the article talks about how AI might reshape entire industries, even how we work in general.
No, that's something to think about. It's a lot to process. Like we're looking into this future that's full of potential, but also some unknowns.
Yeah, the article doesn't shy away from that. Like, what happens to jobs when AI can do things that, well, people used to do?
Right. Everyone always says robots are going to take our jobs.
Yeah.
And not just factory jobs, but like creative stuff too.
It's a worry, for sure. But the article also says maybe instead of replacing us, AI will change what kinds of jobs exist and the skills we need.
So AI won't replace doctors, but it might change how doctors work.
Exactly. Imagine AI helping doctors diagnose diseases more accurately, analyzing tons of data really fast. That frees up doctors to actually, care for their patients.
Or architects. AI could generate a million design ideas, stuff we couldn't even think of.
Right. AI does the grunt work. We get to be creative, use our intuition, those human skills.
Okay, that makes me feel a little better, haha.
Yeah.
For a second there, I was picturing us all just sitting around while robots do everything.
It's a common fear. But remember, AI is a tool. How it affects jobs depends on how BAD use it.
It's like the invention of the car. Didn't get rid of transportation, just changed it. Created new jobs too. Maybe AI is similar, but even bigger.
Totally. It's a fascinating time to be alive, right? To see this unfold.
Yeah.
And it really makes you think about what makes us human.
That's what's so interesting about this. It's not just tech stuff, it's philosophy too. Like, what does it mean to be intelligent, to be creative?
Exactly. The article talks about how AI can now do things we thought only humans could do. Write music, create art.
And it's good.
Yeah.
Not just like a machine trying to be human.
Right. So then it's like, well, what are unique about human creativity?
It's like AI is making us look in the mirror and ask, what makes us special?
Big questions. And philosophers have been at this for ages, but AI makes it feel more urgent. If a machine can move us with its art, does that mean it has some kind of consciousness?
It's a lot to take in. This deep dive has given me a lot to think about.
That's what we're here for. It's not about having all the answers. It's about asking the right questions.
For sure. So what were your big takeaways? Anything surprise you?
I think the reminder that we're not just along for the ride. We get to shape how AI develops. It's our responsibility to use it for good.
Absolutely. The future isn't set in stone. We get a say in this. Well, that's our deep dive into AI. Thanks for exploring with us. Until next time, keep those minds open and happy diving.